For years, Hollywood sold people a dream. Famous stars smiling on camera, talking about kindness, love, and positivity. But behind the scenes, some former insiders now claim there was a much darker side to that world. One of the loudest voices speaking out lately has been Rosie O'Donnell. After decades in Hollywood, Rosie says she saw how fame and power changed people around her, including former friend Ellen DeGeneres. The story between Rosie and Ellen goes back decades. The two were once close friends while both were becoming huge television stars. But Rosie says everything changed after Ellen became one of the biggest names in daytime TV, despite Rosie supporting her when Ellen came out as gay. Larry King asked her, and Kelly and I were in bed watching it, and he asked her, "Whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell?" Her show went down the tubes, and Ellen said, "I don't know, Rosie. We're not friends." And that was like one of the most painful things that ever happened to me. Over the years, rumors and conspiracy theories online began connecting Ellen to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and his infamous private island. Rosie later hinted publicly that she knew more than she had previously said. After relocating to Ireland, Rosie shared a social media post that included a photo of Epstein. Many online immediately saw it as a signal that she was prepared to speak about powerful people connected to Epstein's world. Former employees and guests also began revisiting claims about Ellen's public image compared to what they allegedly experienced behind the scenes. Critics argued that the cheerful, "Be kind" message attached to her talk show did not match stories from former staff members who described a toxic workplace environment. For years, Ellen sat on television giving away gifts, dancing with guests, and promoting kindness to millions of viewers. But after workplace allegations surfaced, many people began questioning whether her public personality matched reality. One moment that especially fueled internet discussion involved a child actor revealing that he saw Ellen do something that shouldn't have been humanly possible, something that was almost demonic. Why is it that every time a story is told about Ellen DeGeneres, it gets weirder and weirder, and why do I say that? Because there was a man who now claims that when he was a child, he was a guest on Ellen DeGeneres' show, and he claims to have seen her do some unhuman, scary, like robotic stuff. So the individual in question at the time was a child prodigy chess player. And as you can see, this is an image from the show he was on. He was a guest on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And the claim is that once he got off the set and went back to his dressing room, Ellen DeGeneres' door was open. He took a look in at the door. It was open enough that he could see inside. So he turned his head and he looked. And what he saw next really blew his mind. And his claim is that Ellen DeGeneres was eating a rotisserie chicken, similar to the ones you see behind me. Now, he alleges that what he saw next, she opened her mouth wide open, dislocated her jaw to fit the entire chicken in one bite. Let me repeat his alleged claim, is that she took a rotisserie chicken, opened her mouth wide, dislocated her jaw, and stuffed the entire chicken in her mouth, and swallowed it in one shot, and then turned and looked directly at him. And then claims, as she was staring at him, she made a hissing sound. He then proceeded to run to his dressing room and let his mother know what he just saw. His mother did not believe him. So, my question to you is, do you believe what he said he saw? Around the same time, internet investigators also pushed theories involving the online furniture company Wayfair. Viral posts claimed expensive cabinets listed on the site were connected to missing children because some products shared similar names. If you are deep into the newly released files and you've heard about the Wayfair conspiracy, you probably want to hear this one. I like to bring attention to a little girl by the name of Crystal Antimek, who went missing from her South Central Los Angeles home on June 30th of 1994. Now, if y'all remember the Wayfair conspiracy, if people call it a conspiracy, several furniture items were listed for outrageous amounts of money, $7,000, $10,000, or more dollars for cabinets and chairs, regular household items, things that normally would be under $1,000. Now, the creepy thing about it was a lot of these items had names attached to them. Now, Wayfair kind of brushed this off as a coincidence, but it's kind of recently come out that a certain particular man, JJE, had corresponding emails about Wayfair furniture. And the creepy thing is the exact amount was the exact amount on these websites with the names of missing kids. Now there was one particular purchase for $8,344.53. And that purchase was a name of a missing child with a cabinet. Now, Crystal and Talmic's cousin also was saying that her cousin had a $8,000 lamp in her name on Wayfair. What a creepy coincidence. Now, she decided to do her own investigating because the FBI remained this a cold case for years. Her idea was if she could connect the dots, she could possibly find out what happened to Crystal. She decided to log into her Wayfair account using the credentials that she had already saved. Coming to find out, she was unable to log in. Now, the strange thing is, it led her to another login page, this particular one calling her credentials invalid, although she had used them multiple other times and in recent times had not changed them. Could this be a coincidence, or was Wayfair a page of missing children being sold? Those claims spread rapidly online, though no verified evidence ever confirmed the accusations. Even so, conspiracy communities continued connecting celebrities, including Ellen, to those rumors. Some of these claims are so horrific that they really make you question how any human being, let alone good or bad, could be capable of them. Ellen is alleged to have been a party to these crimes. In fact, recently the Ellen Epstein connection has picked up even more steam thanks to Pam Bondi's deposition doing the rounds on the internet. It has led many survivors to question just why Pam Bondi refuses to talk about the disgraced financier and just who he worked with. The former Attorney General, Pam Bondi, will be in the hot seat tomorrow set to face questions from the House Oversight Committee as part of their ongoing investigation into the Justice Department's handling of the release of the Epstein files. Bondi herself had faced serious criticism from outside and inside the Trump administration for her role overseeing the document release. It's seen as a key reason President Trump pushed her out of the job. Now, tomorrow's meeting is a culmination of a huge effort by Congress to get her there. She was initially subpoenaed, you'll remember, to appear in April. Then DOJ argued she no longer needed to appear after she was ousted from the AG job. Tomorrow's deposition, it will be transcribed. She will not, though, be under oath. Joining us right now is Marina Lacerda. She is an Epstein survivor who says she was just 14 years old when she met him. She was identified as minor victim 1 in the 2019 federal indictment against Epstein. Thank you so much for being here. Kind of wondering just how you're feeling after, a whole lot of lead up and effort and fits and starts to get Bondi to, sit before this committee in a real way and face this deposition. Kind of how are you feeling about this? Good morning, first of all, and thank you for having me. I think it's been such a long road at this point, and we are truly frustrated, and we are thankful that she is coming in. But we would like for her to come in under oath and testify. That would be, ideal here. So it's some, it weighs out. We are frustrated, but yes, we feel like, we're taking a step forward to maybe accountability here. Yeah, she will not be under oath. It is still a crime to lie to Congress. So there is that, of course, right? But what would you hope to hear from her, especially after you said, after it has been such a long road, after the documents have still not all been released, and kind of the mess that we have seen of people of victims identified, and high-profile names being redacted that many viewed as not needing to be redacted now. Yes, and we understand it is a crime to lie, but we can see that people are committing crimes, and no one is, being held accountable for it. So it's kind of, we're very confused here, right? According to critics, the reason nobody spoke out against Ellen sooner was simple: fear. In Hollywood, many believe speaking against powerful people can damage careers, ruin opportunities, or lead to being blacklisted from the industry entirely. I don't want to talk about emotion here when I talk about Ellen, and I just want to talk about truth. If one was horrifying when Rosie tried to shut me up, why is yours not horrifying? And I think we want to ask why one would have such a domain after 20 years of trying to shut somebody up, so much so that her name could not be whispered. I don't know that they wanted to shut you up. I think she wanted to shut you down and shut you out. Because she did, and by the way, she had a lot of people that went along with her. Because this is what's happening now, is that people are coming forward that I'm speaking with and saying, well, our hands were tied when with the Ellen show. That means money. And yes, and if you think about all the studios, the TV shows, the films that considered you, and then thought, oh wait, there's that Ellen block that we have to consider. That's right. Let's just hire Mira Sorvino. That's right. That's right. You have her in your movie. You have her in your show. You ain't going to get promo on mine. And that's a thing. And that is a thing. And that is the truth. Realize that until the show was canceled, because then people were coming forward and telling because they were afraid to. Fear has a very big force. It's not as big as love's, obviously, but I do want to say you've teased about this before, but that I was the original canceled, and I am going to be the original uncanceled. I am uncanceled today. I am finished with that. This is what I say. Goodbye. Watch out. But the emotional toll behind the scenes may have been even deeper. Steven Twitch Boss, a longtime DJ on Ellen's show, publicly defended Ellen when the workplace scandal first broke out. Reports later claimed he felt pressure to support her publicly during one of the biggest crises of her career. Around the same time, renewed attention also focused on actress Anne Heche, who had previously dated Ellen during the late 1990s. Anne passed away in a car accident in 2022, but internet rumors later claimed she had been working on a documentary connected to her experiences in Hollywood before her death. Old interviews between Anne and Ellen were suddenly being re-examined online. In one clip discussing their breakup, Anne explained that she and Ellen wanted very different things in life. Anne described herself as searching for love while claiming Ellen was focused on building wealth and status. Or, you broke up with her because I broke up with her because her goal was to have a lot of money, and mine was to find love, and hers was, I want 60 billion. Good. Good luck. Our forks are never going to meet. The further we stay on with this, the further we will be apart. Okay, she didn't live in that love and kindness. No, she didn't. And but you and... I don't talk about a dick. Revenge. And no, we don't. There's one thing that I remember. There is one little nugget that I do have a sense of wanting a little bit of, I guess the only word is revenge. I feel that you were so wronged. And now to know that you were continuing to be wronged, it fires me up a little bit. And especially when you look at somebody like Ellen, who literally is sitting on a pile of $60 billion, could feed countries, right? And then but you got a Porsche. Again, you're not hurting. You live beautifully. Wait, that's really funny. I just noticed that. Sorry, I have to put a pin in it, but I realized that Ellen drove a Porsche. I want a Porsche. Well, she's not going to give you one. And then she married one. All she used to do was drive Porsches, and she collected them. I just thought it was so stupid because they were so loud you couldn't talk over the Porsches. I'm going to drive a Porsche. I know. Well, now I'm going to get us both one. But you're going to buy me one. I'm going to buy you one. They're going to be red, white, and blue. No, they're not. I want mine to be either white or black or baby blue if it's vintage. Baby blue would be good. Ooh, maybe we'll have matching ones. But the hilarious thing is that all she wanted was money. And then she ends up marrying a person named Portia, who, by the way, I wasn't getting the joke. Those claims remain heavily debated and largely based on speculation, but they continued fueling online theories surrounding Ellen's connections and influence. Do you think she was ever a nice person? How long do you think she might have been a part of this? Let us know in the comments below.